I accept less than perfection. This permits happiness to enter my life. Perfection is an obstacle to happiness. Coach Kevin with Kaizen Academy with this week's Kaizen Quips. Expectations. If you accept the expectations of others, especially negative ones, then you will never change the outcome. Michael Jackson. In last week's Kaizen Quips, I talked about expectations. So now let's be clear. Expectations are neither good or bad. It really depends on how you frame them. One person's expectation of winning may push a person and help drive them to succeed and protect and shelter their box. Another person's expectation may be crushing another person's spirit under its weight. It could be the same thing, different outcomes. Expectations can help strengthen and protect your box. It's the covering. Or it can crush it under unrealistic expectations that you and others place on it. So let's start with external expectations. This is what others lay on you. Sometimes they are realistic, and sometimes they are unrealistic. This is like chasing a moving target that's going all over the place. They will change. Social pressures change. Trying to appease everyone else's expectations, you will inevitably displease someone. You have to understand this is something that people believe you must do. This is their challenge, not yours. Inner expectations. These are expectations that you place on yourself. These are self-imposed. There's a cover that goes on top of your box, okay? It can help protect or crush the box, as we already talked about. As you create these inner expectations, they will make a barrier. You can keep reinforcing these barriers and kind of make it a layer. This layer may be super thin. If it's a piece of paper, just think about it. When it gets wet, not going to protect you for very long. And most likely, your box is going to flood. It could be super thick and dense. So that way, it's so thick there, you're just going to crush under its weight. It could be like a cellular membrane that allows some stuff to come through and some to go out. The best thing is this. You have the power to determine this covering. Your expectations change from time to time. So something that may have crushed you before may now be motivating. So how you deal with these expectations? You have to realize that in life, you're going to make some mistakes. That is a part of being human. It's common for people to have unrealistic expectations. Unhealthy expectations are premeditated resentments. This is when the outcome of an event is less than what is imagined. Frustration, if we think about it, is the gap between your external expectations and your internal expectations. It could be to conquer something like this, you have to reframe those expectations. So think about it this way. Think of it as a social contract between your inner self and others. If you don't push back, people are just going to assume you agree with it. If you continue to let this happen, the weight of these expectations will come crushing down on you and crush your box. If you let others define your life, you accept their expectations. You will also put unhealthy external expectations on others. It feeds on one another. The US election just happened earlier. I'm not going to go on a political rant because there's certainly enough of that on Facebook and the news. What I want you to think about is this. There are so many people who are expecting the government, one way or another, to solve all of your challenges. Their expectation is that somebody will come and save me. This is a losing strategy. It doesn't matter whether you're conservative or liberal. This is still other people's internal expectations of save me and the external expectations of promises of not being fulfilled that will create frustration. That is, again, the gap between your internal expectations and external expectations. The best result is the one that you create. Create healthy expectations that cover and protect your box. So, how do you create healthy expectations? Be honest with yourself and have self-respect. Accept who you are, flaws and blemishes included, and have a good self-respecting relationship with yourself. Adjust the way you think. Kaizen means continuous improvement, getting a little better each and every day. Speak up for yourself. If you don't speak up for yourself, everyone else will. Those are external expectations which are covering your box. You need to dictate those expectations. Create healthy expectations. Find out what works for you right now. They can help you find direction in your life or crush you under that weight again. If you take ownership of you, other people will feel empowered to follow suit. Use good judgment. Judgments don't have to be bad. Judgment is this, a ruling. This can be good or bad. Use good judgments to make good decisions. When I was early in college, this was my life. Okay? I was a youth leader. I was a junior high youth leader. I was a senior high youth leader. I helped create their college youth group. I was a youth intern at church. I was an intern for athletic training for school. I was volunteering at a physical therapy clinic. I was on the worship team. I was helped run the soundboard. I led a team in a nursing home. I helped lead a team on mission trips that helped build houses and work in an orphanage for handicapped kids. In addition to that, I was also working 25 hours a week. I had a small business. I was taking 25 credits in school for a year. And I did have a healthy social life. In addition to this, one of my closest grandma had some medical issues and who later died. And unfortunately, I had some other legal disputes with parents and things like that. What would you expect from all these expectations? At the time, my inner expectations were all about, hey, just let me see how I can help. Thus, I was spread thin everywhere. I was a good student. School was easy. But because it was easy, I'll admit I did not have good study habits. I could get by cramming. Well, it was in basic chemistry that I received my first D in my life. It had nothing to do, was at 7 a.m. and I maybe didn't attend all the classes. So what did I find out? I had limits. These expectations that I placed on myself, there were limits. I found out I couldn't do everything perfectly. I knew I had to make better internal expectations to bolster the walls in my box. I allowed external expectations to dictate my life, and they eventually crushed my box at that time. And I'll just be honest, I was depressed for about 6 months. After the death of my grandma right there, it took a slow rebuilding to figure out my wants, don't wants, identity, and people who would help me. And I also had to create better internal expectations. Here's a strategy for developing healthy internal expectations. Tell yourself, I accept less than perfection. Perfection is the enemy of happiness, productivity, and mental health. I alter expectations to enhance my life. I accept less than perfection. This permits happiness to enter my life. Perfection is an obstacle to happiness. I do my best and I accept the results. By avoiding the need for perfection, I'm happier. The people around me are happier also. I get much more accomplished when I am free of the need to be perfect. The need to be perfect can trigger unhealthy procrastinations. It's easy for me to get started on work each day. I use my time wisely and accept whatever life brings. My best is good enough. This attitude increases my productivity. I am more content and relaxed when I remember that perfection is a myth. I accept the results of my efforts. I sleep better and I enjoy my spare time. The desire for perfection creates stress and anxiety. When I am more accepting of others, my relationships benefit. I realize that perfection is an impossibility for others also. I maintain reasonable standards for the people in my life, but I avoid having unreasonable expectations. I accept others as they are. I am content when they allow others and myself to be less than perfect. I am doing my best and I am accepting of the outcomes I produce. I continuously improve. I daily make better choices for healthy expectations. Coach Kevin with Kaizen Academy with this week's Kaizen Quips. Speak up for yourself. If you don't speak up for yourself, external expectations, what? Those perfectly. It was actually maybe I couldn't get the idea out right there. Oh, so good. Me ad lib, what do you mean?
Off the cuff?
What?